Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell's story is indeed disturbing. It's a tale of a seemingly ordinary couple delving into the depths of extremism, weaving a web of deception and ultimately leading to tragedy. Lori Vallow, a mother of two, began her descent into darkness after becoming involved with Chad Daybell, an author who preached about the end of the world and claimed to receive visions from God. Together they formed a twisted belief system, blending elements of Mormonism with Doomsday prophecies. Their beliefs led to the disappearance of Lori's two children, Joshua J.J. Vallow and Tylee Ryan, who was last seen in September 2019. Despite pleas from family members and law enforcement, Lori and Chad remained evasive, refusing to disclose the children's whereabouts. As the investigation unfolded, a chilling trail of death emerged. Chad's former wife, Tammy Daybell, died under suspicious circumstances just weeks before he married Lori. Then, in December 2019, the bodies of JJ and Tylee were discovered buried on Chad's property. Autopsies revealed they had been murdered. The couple's actions shocked the nation, shedding light on the dangers of extremism and manipulation. Their story serves as a haunting reminder of how belief systems can be perverted and exploited, leading to unimaginable consequences. Today, people know Lori Vallow Daybell as the so-called Doomsday Mom, stemming from the coverage of her children's disappearance and deaths. She's been called a monster and a cult mom. Chad Daybell, a self-proclaimed prophet and author, prophesied about the end of the world and claimed to receive divine revelations. Lori Vallow, a mother of two, was drawn to Chad's teachings, and together they concocted a twisted belief system, blending elements of Mormonism with apocalyptic visions. Their relationship took a dark turn as they became increasingly obsessed with their doomsday beliefs. Lori's children, Joshua J.J. Vallow and Tylee Ryan, became pawns in their delusional game. Family members grew concerned as the children mysteriously vanished in September 2019. Despite mounting pressure from law enforcement and concerned loved ones, Lori and Chad remained evasive, refusing to disclose the children's whereabouts. Instead, they continued to espouse their apocalyptic beliefs, seemingly indifferent to the anguish of those searching for JJ and Tylee. The investigation took a chilling turn when the bodies of JJ and Tylee were discovered buried on Chad's property in December 2019. Autopsies revealed they had been murdered, their young lives cut short by the callous actions of those who were supposed to protect them. The revelation of the children's fate sent shockwaves across the nation, shining a spotlight on the dangers of extremism and manipulation. Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell's story serves as a sobering reminder of how seemingly ordinary individuals can be drawn into the depths of darkness, leaving devastation in their wake. Vallow Daybell, accused along with her husband Chad Daybell, was sentenced to life without parole after an Idaho jury found her guilty in May on all charges for her role in the deaths of her 16-year-old daughter Tylee Ryan, her 7-year-old adopted son Joshua J.J. Vallow, and her husband's first wife Tammy Daybell. She had pleaded not guilty. The married couple also faced other charges related to the mysterious deaths of their former spouses. Both pleaded not guilty. Lori and Charles Vallow wed in 2006. Before all the notoriety, Lori married businessman Charles Vallow. Friends say it appeared to be a happy marriage. Together, the couple was raising Tylee Ryan, Lori's daughter from a previous marriage. In 2014, Lori and Charles Vallow adopted JJ Vallow. He was the grandson of Charles' sister. JJ had autism, and April Raymond, who was Lori's friend, says Lori was patient, an ideal mother for him. Sometime around 2017, relatives say Lori Vallow's relationship with her children changed. Her friends say she had been reading the books of Doomsday author Chad Daybell. Daybell, who wrote several fiction books about preparing for the end of the world, lived outside Rexburg, Idaho. In 2018, Lori Vallow met Chad Daybell. Lori Vallow's friends say there was a connection between the two, and they began doing religious podcasts together. Daybell was also married. Together with his wife Tammy Daybell, Lori's friend Melanie Gibb would later say she heard Chad Daybell and Lori talking about zombies, people whose souls were replaced by dark spirits. Lori's former friend April Raymond told 48 Hours that Lori started referring to her husband Charles Vello as a demon. In 2019, Charles Vello became very worried about Lori, and he went to the police with his concerns. He told them Lori believed she was a god preparing for the end of days. He also said Lori had threatened to murder him. Charles Vello filed for a divorce from Lori. In court documents, Charles expressed that he feared for his and the children's safety. September 9, 2019, the morning after Tylee Ryan disappeared, investigators say that Alex Cox's cell phone GPS placed him in Chad Daybell's backyard on the property for about 2 hours. About 14 minutes after Cox's GPS showed him leaving the property, Chad Daybell texted his wife Tammy Daybell. The text read, "I spotted a big raccoon along the fence. I hurried and got my gun, and he was still walking along. I got close enough that one shot did the trick. He is now in our pet cemetery." September 23, 2019. The day after JJ was last seen, investigators say that Alex Cox's cell phone showed that Cox returned to Chad Daybell's backyard. This time, Cox was there for only 17 minutes. October 19, 2019. Another death. Chad and Tammy Daybell with Lori Vallo's children's whereabouts unknown. Daybell's wife Tammy Daybell died. The couple's son Garth Daybell said Tammy died in bed and that he and Chad called 911. The Daybell children told 48 Hours they declined an autopsy. They say the coroner told them Tammy's death appeared to be natural causes. November 5, 2019. Chad and Lori wed. Roughly 2 weeks later, Lori Vallo and Chad Daybell got married on a beach in Hawaii. Later that month, JJ's grandmother Kay Woodcock asked police to check on JJ's welfare. Woodcock said she was concerned and hadn't heard from JJ in months. November 26, 2019. Rexburg police went to Lori Vallo Daybell's house looking for JJ. Police say Vallo Daybell lied to them, claiming that JJ was safe and staying in Arizona with her friend Melanie Gibb. At first, Gibb wasn't forthcoming about JJ's whereabouts, but later called police and told them JJ had not been with her. While Rexburg police attempted to locate JJ, investigators soon realized that his sister Tylee Ryan was also missing, and launched a nationwide search for the children. December 2019. While investigators searched for the missing children, Lori and Chad Daybell traveled back to Hawaii, and Fremont County Sheriff's investigators grew suspicious about Tammy Daybell's death. That same month, Lori's brother Alex Cox died in Arizona. It was determined he died of natural causes. January 25, 2020. Authorities served Lori Vallo Daybell an order requiring her to produce her children. Lori Vallo Daybell was arrested in Hawaii on February 20, 2020. 2 weeks later, she was extradited to Idaho. June 2021, Chad Daybell pleaded not guilty to all the charges, and Lori Vallo Daybell's case on hold in June 2021. Lori was also charged with conspiring to murder Charles Vello. That same month, a judge ruled Lori incompetent to stand trial while she receives mental health treatment. She had not yet entered a plea. Her case was on hold. April 11, 2022. Lori Vallo Daybell fit to stand trial. Judge Stephen Boyce ruled Lori Vallo Daybell is now mentally competent to stand trial in the Idaho murder case. He did not provide other details about her treatment or mental condition. She is scheduled to be formally arraigned in court next week, and both Lori and Chad Daybell are set to stand trial together early next year. April 19, 2022. Lori Vallo Daybell refused to enter a plea to murder and other charges, prompting Judge Stephen Boyce to enter a not guilty plea on her behalf. Vallo Daybell and her husband Chad Daybell were both at the courthouse in the eastern Idaho town of St. Anthony for court proceedings. Vallo Daybell for an arraignment that was delayed for months while she underwent treatment at a mental health facility, and Chad Daybell for a hearing over the trial venue. Attorneys for Lori Vallow Daybell asked the judge to send the case back to a grand jury because they say that the conspiracy charges are oddly constructed and could confuse a jury. Lori and her husband Chad Daybell have pleaded not guilty to murder, conspiracy, and grand theft charges in connection with the deaths of 7-year-old Joshua J.J. Vallow and 17-year-old Tylee Ryan. September 23, 2022. Judge Stephen Boyce has banned cameras from the courtroom in the criminal case of Lori Vallow Daybell and Chad Daybell, saying he fears the images could prevent a fair trial. The Idaho judge said news organizations will no longer be able to shoot still photography or videos inside the courtroom. January 7, 2023. Judge: Lori Vallow Daybell, Chad Daybell not allowed to meet face-to-face, and husband be allowed to meet in person and on the phone to discuss strategies and settlement options. Lori Vallow Daybell was charged with conspiracy to commit murder in the 2019 death of her fourth husband Charles Vallow, who died after police say he was shot by her brother Alexander Lamar Cox. Cox claimed he shot Vallow in self-defense. Daybell and Cox, who also died in 2019, were also accused of trying to murder her niece's husband Brandon Boudreaux, who was shot at in 2019 while driving near his home. She also faces a charge of conspiracy to commit murder in that case. Boudreaux was unhurt in the incident. The court entered pleas of not guilty for Daybell in both charges. And this is the short story of Lori Vallow Daybell. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Feel free to leave a comment below letting us know your thoughts or any suggestions for future videos. And remember to hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.